Hi everyone, I'm Ruth Rothlingshofer, and my applied project investigates the effect calming activities have on the reading performance of dyslexic children. Background and rationale. In an interview, Steven Spielberg, who is dyslexic, was asked if he had any words of encouragement for dyslexic children. He said, "I would tell them, dyslexia is more common than you can ever imagine. You are not alone. You will have it the rest of your life, but there are ways to deal with it. You can dart between the raindrops to get to where you want to go, and it will not hold you back." Some people think that dyslexia is simply a reversal of letters, but it is much more complicated than that. Dyslexia refers to a cluster of symptoms that result in difficulties with specific language skills, particularly reading. The causes of dyslexia are neurobiological and genetic. That is, it tends to run in families. Dyslexia is not due to either a lack of intelligence or a desire to learn. Many people with dyslexia are super smart, very creative, and gifted in unique ways of thinking. And yet, most often they are not even considered for gifted programs. Dyslexia universally affects 1 in 5 people, ranging from mild to severe. David Britton, who is dyslexic, created the dyslexia font, which is shown on the right, to illustrate the frustration felt by those who have dyslexia. The red part of each letter has been removed. This typeface does not depict what a dyslexic person actually sees, but is used to make the average reader slow down to the speed of someone with dyslexia who is reading normal font. Britton developed this font not to recreate the visual experience of dyslexia, but to convey the emotion of it. Can you read it? Since reading is considered a highly valued skill, having to read in such a slow and difficult manner would certainly be a source of great stress in a school setting. For example, dyslexic students may experience stress from bullying, being told they are lazy, dumb, or not trying hard enough, being kept at an academic level far beneath their intellectual level, timed tests, being taught by inappropriate methods, a sense of personal failure, frustration, and low self-esteem. There have been numerous studies that have shown that short-term stress can impair brain cell communication in areas associated with learning and memory. The image on the right is from a study done at the University of California. It shows that the dendritic spines, which act as storage receptacles and use electrical impulses to allow communication within the brain, shrunk or collapsed during short-term acute stress. This study showed that once the stress was removed, the dendritic spines grew back. We can probably all relate to the experience of being highly stressed and remarking that we just can't think straight. Unmanaged stress can diminish the ability of our brain to process information and learn. Since many dyslexic children start to experience constant stress associated with their dyslexia, it follows that this stress would further impair their ability to read, which in turn would cause even more stress, and so on. This project addresses a specifically targeted and important aspect of stopping this vicious cycle. It examines whether stress can be lessened and reading performance can be improved when a dyslexic student is asked to read. Research questions. The essence of the question is the opening up of possibilities. The research questions are: what is the effect on the reading performance of a dyslexic student when a calming activity is introduced immediately preceding a reading session? And are there any unexpected benefits to be gained from introducing a calming activity before a reading session? Gifted standards. Don't we want every student to reach their highest potential? This project is representative of the following standards. Educators model respect for individuals with diverse abilities, strengths, and goals. Teachers should take the lead in showing respect to their students. Although dyslexic students struggle with reading, they have many abilities and strengths that are admirable and valuable. Educators design interventions for students to develop cognitive and affective growth that is based on research of effective practices. This applied project uses the research on the positive effects of calming activities as a basis for an intervention to lessen the stress experienced by a dyslexic student when asked to read. Educators adapt, modify, or replace the core or standard curriculum to meet the needs of students with gifts and talents, and those with special needs such as twice exceptional, highly gifted, and English language learners. This project suggests the modification of the standard curriculum by introducing activities that address the cognitive and affective needs of dyslexic students. Educators provide examples of positive coping skills and opportunities to apply them. This applied project introduces examples of coping skills that can be used in a school setting. It encourages schools to provide opportunities to use these coping skills. Educators establish a safe and welcoming climate for addressing social issues and developing personal responsibility. This applied project seeks to assure dyslexic students that there is a personal interest being taken in them. It seeks to help them develop personal responsibility for their emotional well-being and confidence in their ability to reach goals. Project design. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. I wanted to design the project in such a way that the activities would be simple, inexpensive, and not too time-consuming. I wanted the elements of the project to be easily adaptable to a public school setting. My project design consisted of 4 sessions. During each of the sessions, the students read a passage and I recorded their words correct per minute. During the first session, I also gave them a survey to determine their level of calm and also their desire to read. In sessions 2 through 4, I added a calming activity preceding the reading of a passage. I then recorded their words correct per minute for each of these sessions. For these sessions, the students also answered the survey, and in addition, I added a gratitude journal. Description of context. Outer order contributes to inner calm. The project took place in a homeschool setting. My grandchildren and I feel very fortunate to have such a great room to do our work. This is also the room where this project took place. The context of our homeschool setting eliminates the external sources of stress that a dyslexic student experiences in public school, namely bullying, being told they are lazy, dumb, or not trying hard enough, being kept at an academic level far beneath their intellectual level, timed tests, and being taught by inappropriate methods. However, a sense of personal failure, frustration, and low self-esteem may still remain. Therefore, this project has a targeted application within the larger framework of a public school setting. Here are 2 more views of our classroom. Description of participants. I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. The participants are 3 boys between the ages of 9 and 11. 2 are white and 1 is African American. 1 student is my grandson. The other 2 boys' families are good friends with our family. All 3 boys are highly intelligent, are dyslexic, and are being homeschooled by their respective families. Description of activities and findings. I was just sitting here enjoying the company. Plants have a lot to say if you take the time to listen. I designed the student surveys to be user-friendly for students in kindergarten through 5th grade. The questions are designed to gauge each student's level of calm, each student's desire to read, as well as how much the students liked each activity. The results of the student surveys showed that the students felt that the activities had a calming effect and that they enjoyed doing them. The surveys also revealed that the students felt more positive about their reading sessions after engaging in calming activities. I wanted the students to be mindful of the activities that we were doing, and I wanted them to understand why we were doing them. So I found a free gratitude journal that I modified to fit the activities in the project. By adding an entry in the designated space in the journal for each calming activity, the students were able to reinforce in their minds the purpose of the activity, and they were also able to pause and reflect on the activity. The journal helped the students realize that there are strategies and techniques that can help to reduce stress. I chose calming activities that were readily available to both rural and urban schools, free or inexpensive, and could be completed between 5 and 10 minutes. For the art activity, I had the students color a design they had previously constructed. All 3 students coloring the same design had the added benefit of accentuating the students' individuality. For the music activity, I chose the CD Indigo Dreams by Lori Light. This CD contains 4 15-minute segments of relaxing music for children. The segments are Dolphin Dance, Firefly Flight, Rainforest, and Red Moon. For the project, we listened to part of Dolphin Dance. We all thought it was excellent wind-down music. For the nature activity, I decided to have the students examine a tree leaf with a magnifying glass. In addition, I had them close their eyes and feel the leaf's shape, waxy top coating, and the veins on the underside. We also contemplated the powerful factory that was packed in such a thin area. Running reading records were used in this project to monitor reading accuracy and fluency. These records were used to assess whether there was an increased reading performance after a calming activity was provided. The running reading records, not surprisingly, showed an uptick in the words read correctly per minute. The increase in words correct per minute averaged about 3.5% when a calming activity was done before reading. Of course, the students who participated in this project had much of the stress often experienced in the public school system eliminated because of being homeschooled. I would imagine that the increase in words correct per minute would be higher in a public school setting. An unexpected result of this project is the idea for a book for dyslexic children. In discussing the results of the project with the students, the way was opened up for them to express their fears about their future. I feel that a book that addresses this issue is an important and relevant tool in alleviating some of the inner stress a dyslexic child feels. Project use and future plans. Let us make today's dreams tomorrow's reality. It is my hope that this project can direct the attention of educators to the importance of providing a supportive, caring environment for each of their students. This can often be done with very little expense and just a little extra time. There is a branch of mathematics called chaos theory. It asserts that small changes at the beginning of a dynamic and complex system can have very large consequences later on in that system. So it is with our children. I believe that even small efforts to provide a positive environment for them may result in very large positive effects for them later in their life. So, as educators, may we all take care to help our students dart between the raindrops so that they can find success in their lives. Thank you so much for listening.